Hello folks, welcome back to another episode of Car Contemplations. This is episode 6 today, and I just wanted to start out with a little public service announcement. If you are planning something, and on the day of that plan that you have already made, you want to invite someone else, and you go up to them to invite them, just make sure that the person you don't want to invite isn't sitting right next to the person you want to invite. Because if they come up and say, hey, do you want to go to this thing? The person they don't want to invite will probably think, he's asking all of us. And then he will say, oh, well, where is it? What are we doing? And the person that didn't want to invite you has two options. A, they have to improvise and invite the person they didn't want to invite, which usually doesn't happen, or B, they will say something along the lines of, why do you care? So that's just a little public service announcement for you to say that if you do that, you're a fucking asshole. And nobody likes fucking assholes, do they? So let's talk about school. School today was shit. Just a long smattering of shit. Basically, starting next week, we are going back to 4-day learning. And I think I said that, but I have mixed feelings about it. For one thing, it will help people who need help. But on the other hand, it seems just a little late in the year because we only have 3 weeks left now. So we're going back to 4-day, and what I realized is that because I only have three classes. I have 3 classes. I have English, I have Psych, I have Astronomy. And my 4th hour class is a study hall, okay? My 1st hour class is a study hall. They switched around the 4th and 5th hour. So instead of going to study hall first, I'm going to Astronomy first, then I'm going to study hall when lunch should be, which is after 5th hour now. Basically how it's set up right now is I go to 1st hour, 2nd hour, 3rd hour, 4th hour, lunch, 5th hour. Now how it's going to be is I go to study hall, I go to Psych, I go to English, I go to Astronomy, I go to study hall, I go to lunch, I go to study hall, I go to study hall, I go to study hall, I go to study hall. I added it all up. I get 25 study halls a week because I go to a Wednesday study group, which is basically like a 3-hour study hall. So I have 25 study halls a week, and today I basically got caught up with everything that I need to do. Like 95% of everything. I can probably get most of my shit done this weekend. So basically, I'm going to be spending hours upon hours in the building doing nothing. And I'm not the type to just leave school. And here's a funny anecdote. I skipped school once in my life. I didn't even skip a whole day. It was at the very last day of finals for first semester. I had a study hall for the last hour, and I was caught up on everything. I didn't need to take any more tests. The semester was over, and I decided I was going to go home. I was just going to go home before my work shift started because I didn't want to sit there for an hour doing nothing. So I left school, I went and got some lunch, I went home, I just turned on the TV, and I got a fucking call from my counselor, and she's like, where are you, Chris? Where are you? We're worried about you. And then I get a call from my mom, and she's like, where are you? We're all looking for you. Where are you? And I'm like, fuck! Why the fuck is this happening today? And I went back into school, and I'm like, oh, here I am. And my teacher, or my counselor, basically said, if you don't do this one assignment for your econ class, you're failing the class. So that was the one time I ever tried to skip school, and it fucking backfired. So probably never gonna skip school again. Yay. I mean, fucking Jesus Christ, seniors are supposed to have skip days because we're seniors and it's the end, but no, I've always been the good kid. I've always stayed in school. But no, the one time I decided to skip school, that's beside the point. Anyway, so I forgot what I was. Oh yeah, I'm not the type to skip school, so I'm gonna have to sit there basically for God knows how many hours a week and just sit there and do basically nothing. I mean, like, I can draw, I can write and shit, like, but that can only go on for so long, you know? So that's basically what I'm going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. So fun. But enough about, like, me complaining about that. I wanted to complain about shit. I can't remember what I wanted to complain about. I have so many things to complain about that I don't even remember what I was going to complain about originally. So, yeah, that's it. I know it will come to me. I know as soon as I turn off the camera, it's going to come to me. Let's talk about school food. This year, they made the school food free, and that was exciting because school food good, right? I only had it once in a while the last few years. I've gotten real sick of it by now. I'm sort of glad that this is my last year at school because now I don't have to taste that shit again. And the thing is, like, I could bring a lunch from home, but free food. So I'm going for the lesser of two evils here, you know? I guess that's how you would say that. I'm not really sure. Let's see. So much to talk about. In psych today, we learned about childbirth defects. Like, we learned about fetal alcohol syndrome. That was fun. That was interesting to learn about. Not fetal alcohol syndrome. The lesson about fetal alcohol syndrome. That was an interesting lesson. I don't understand why you would drink when you're pregnant. I mean, I know, like, addictions and shit, but, like, come on, it's a kid. Jesus Christ. It's Jesus. Oh, God, yes. That brought me right back to where I wanted to complain about today. Today, I want to complain about fucking child beauty pageants. If you remember, if you watched Disappointing Our Parents Again, our Cards Against Humanity special, the first one we did, I'm working on a second one, by the way, but if you watch that, there's a part in the video where it says, like, I don't remember what the question was, but the answer was child beauty pageants, and it's a shame that kids these days are getting involved in child beauty pageants. That's the whole thing. And I basically went on to say it really is a pity because, you know, it's the parents that are putting them in that situation. They're dressing them up in these skimpy little swimsuits, and then Doug goes, "Puckers!" And I thought that was funny, so I cut there. But I went on to say, like, it's the parents that are doing it, and it's really, really sick. You know, the parents, they want their kids in this to fulfill some childhood ambition that they never got to be a beauty queen or something like that, but the way they're doing it is completely fucking disgusting. I mean, they're dressing kids up like fucking prostitutes from movies and Dolly Parton, like they were giving them like fake boobs and shit. Like, what the fuck? Your kid is 3 years old and you're dressing them like some hooker in her 40s. I don't understand it. They're putting pounds of makeup on these kids and they're like putting them in bikinis, and what the fuck is this shit? This is fucking disgusting. And what's even more disgusting and more creepy and just awful about it is that, like, you know, this shit is broadcast on national fucking television. And like, this hasn't been taken down by the FBI, and fucking, like, TLC, the channel that runs it, is constantly promoting this shit. And they have other shows like this too, like the fucking Honey Boo Boo show, do you remember that? And then other people are doing the same shit. Like, this is fucking wrong. What the hell is going, Dance Moms? You know, wow, what the fuck? This shit is so fucking disgusting. I cannot fucking stand this shit. And it's not even like I watch it, you know? It's just the fucking idea of it. The fucking idea of it is what disgusts me. And I watched one episode a few years ago, and back then, when I was young and stupid, I was so stupid that I thought Santa Claus was still, like, real when I was 13 years old. Sorry, kids, if you're watching this and you're finding out that Santa isn't real, you didn't hear it from me. But I still knew, back then, when I was so fucking stupid, that something about it was off. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it back then, but I knew something about it was off. And, like, now I realize, holy shit, this is a pedophile wonderland. We wonder why so many people are pedophiles. I can tell you why. We put it on national fucking television. We put kids in bikinis on national television that anyone with basic cable can watch. And then we say, oh, why are there so many pedophiles? What? You fucking stupid sack of shit! You're putting your kid in a fucking beauty pageant when she's 3 years old and not expecting some sicko to get a thrill out of it. You're the ones that should be fucking put in jail. God! And every time someone watches that show, the fucking market keeps opening up for that shit. And the problem is, it's sort of like a gateway drug, in my eyes. That is like a gateway drug to the shit that is deeper. And if you're like me, you're saying to yourself, I don't want that. I don't want that. Why would anyone want that? And that's what a normal fucking person would say. Someone who watches Toddlers and Tiaras for a thrill at 3 a.m. are saying, I want more. I want more of this. Yeah, this is my cup of tea. I want someone to do even worse than this. And that's how it starts, folks. That's how it starts. Some sicko sees that show, and their greedy little asses, their sick little asses, their sick, greedy fucking asses are like, I want more. Yeah. So, this is a message to TLC. Take this depraved, sick shit off the airwaves. Off of YouTube. YouTube is letting people... Like, they didn't even take down the Logan Paul suicide video. He had to do that. And if they're not doing that, then why even bother, you know? Why even bother trying to get them to take that down? Oh, it's for entertainment purposes. No, it fucking isn't. This shit really disgusts me because those of you who know me know why. I don't want to get into it now, but those of you who know me and what I've gone through in the past year will know exactly why this pisses me the fuck off to no end, and it will always piss me the fuck off to no end. You just know. You just know. So, sorry for ranting so much, but this is really important to me. This is probably the most ranty I'm going to get for a while because I am not an inherently angry person. But when someone is endangering kids by putting this shit on national television and not even thinking twice about it, I mean, I shudder to think that some of these people are not even thinking twice about it, but I know that some people probably aren't when they put this shit on the airwaves. So, I say to you, TLC, take this shit down. Because if you're against everything that this show will lead people to, then you would have a right mind to take this shit down. that's basically all I have for you today. Like I said, I'm sorry I got so ranty, but this is really important to me. Thank you for watching this episode of Car Contemplations. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.